Yeah, very good afternoon, Prem, for coming over to HMA. We all liked your presentation with good examples. Now, as a young entrepreneur who has got into a totally new area of drone technology, please explain the major hurdles that you have faced in traveling this distance, wherein you have established drones in utility in some of the areas.
So, thank you HMA for inviting me to being part of the panel discussion. I saw at 2 o'clock after lunch full of people in the hall, and so when it comes, we are working in the space of a drone technology. When we started, by then there was no regulation where drones are legal to use in India. So from a unregulated space to today, we are at there's a regulation. There is a supportive, like banks are able to give certain loan, and governments are encouraging the technology like a drones, so that they're creating employment, they're creating efficiency, they're creating transparency. So in that way, we as a company, as Maru Drones, we have created couple of use cases. It can be eradication of dengue malaria to uh, using drones in agriculture like tractor, a multi-utility. It can spray, it can do fertilizers, it can do transplantation, it can do monitor the crop, pest and disease.
Oh,
To
no, that is all the application area.
yeah.
Now, we would like to know from you the hurdles that you are facing.
So first is anything which you touch in India, if it is a hardware, it can be drone or robot or anything. Still, the ecosystem in India is more of software centric, not the hardware centric. So you need more investment to R&D. So that's where we felt in last 5 years, if we had more infusion of funds for R&D from state, central government, we would have did faster, we would have solved problems faster, we would have been in the market faster. And when we are raising funds also, we saw the VC investors have mindset that China can be better than India when you touch with the hardware kind of a thought process. That's where we see little access to the funds, access to the investments took time for us also. Then when you're bringing new technology like a drones, the adoption rate is very slow. In 6 to 7 applications which we have created, in that only one application has started, where that too because of impact towards the farmer level, the government of India, state governments are pushing this technology till the rural level for employment or for supporting the farmer. So we don't have the
Yeah.
skilled people.
Okay.
So the challenge comes is a regulation, investments, then is a skilled people to know how to operate, how to repair, how to fly, kind of a thing. Then we have only few use cases with the technology.
Now, do you think drone technology will be useful to farmers, rural youth? Are there opportunities for rural youth in this? For
So
example, I heard this concept called drone didis.
So today, like you have seen tractors in villages, it took 20 years of initiation of tractors in the India to come that tractors till the village level or the household level. So drones definitely will come, because if you see the aging of the farmers in India, the average age is around 45 to 60 who are in agriculture at present. And the traditional practices are very manual, they have to do themselves. Or the second challenge is also shortage of labor force who can do in agriculture. Like example, Andhra, Telangana, we were depending on Orissa, Bihar, and UP kind of a people earlier.
Yeah.
Post COVID, all the people left. You see straight gap about the people who can spray, who can seed, who can do transplantation, manual transplantation, rice. You don't have people. So the technology intervention pushing this rural areas. That's where government of India realized this technology is can create employment in villages where you have 10th, inter, polytechnic, or even the agri graduate who did BSc, MSc, or even PhD, who are going for marketing jobs, thought this technology and impacting in agriculture will create employment in rural areas
So
rather
there
than.
is a good potential for
Yes,
employment.
so today.
Now let us go to the issue of manufacturing drones. No, they are not cost effective. You need investment and all that.
Yeah, definitely there. See, if you see, still today, the application people are focused at, people have not focused on the components. Still, we design these drones, 45% we do it here. Remaining 60% we depend on the components from Taiwan, China, or even from US, different part of the world, sourcing the battery cells, sourcing the magnets for the motors, or sourcing certain sensors, stuff and everything. So, but there is a greater push by government of India to make these components out of India, because you see anti-China as a move is happening a lot. To do because of that, they're coming out a lot of incentives, like design linked incentives. So you can make motor, propeller, whatever the components what we have in our drones. If you make from India and if you supply to the companies, you have certain incentive kind of a model. But because of the world over of anti-China, India has become very prominent. Like people from South Asian countries, people come from US, other people are coming to India, don't want to go to China, and want to source from India technology like drones and components from India.
Okay. Now, is the Indian policy on drones conducive or helpful to people involved in the drone industry?
So the drones comes under aviation industry. So there's a Ministry of Civil Aviation and DGC as a regulatory. So in India, defense space is highly regulated. But civilian space, what they did is they divided entire India into red, yellow, and green zones. Majority of areas in green zone, you don't need to seek a permission to use a drone. So earlier, you have to seek a permission from a commissioner of a city to fly a drone, to operate a drone. The regulation is smooth enough. That has created a lot of companies like us to smoothly function and also sell these drones. Like your automobile, you have a vehicle number, even drone has a vehicle as a number. And like your bank gives you loan for 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler, banks are giving loans to the drones. Like you have insurance, you have third party drudgery, or even for Hulk insurances, how you have for any car or 3-wheeler, 2-wheeler. Even drone also has an insurance, but 90% they're able to give that. So Automobile Act kind of thing, they're using it. And today, regulation, almost 80% is simplified.
Okay, that is nice.
20% where certain use cases needs long range of a drones, certain use cases needs certain dropping kind of a mechanism. That case to case provided. But the government of India is very, very proactive towards industry, and also ready to listen and adopt. And we've seen a lot of amendments are there trying to do it based on the challenges they face, and they reach out to the industry and then incorporate in them.
Yeah, finally, from your own experience, the last 10 years of going through this struggle to reaching certain level of solving problems, what would be your advice to young managers, IIT guys, to engineers who want to get into startup?
See,
What should they look for? A brain idea or solving a problem, or how?
if it's a fresher, I suggest them to work in existing startup, because startup already a founder has started it. You can join a founder and work with him for certain year or two. With that experience, you can start. Because when you start without having any experience of working, there are 100 things you have to manage: finance, to legal, to technology, to more operations. It becomes overwhelming. That's why we suggest any new and person who's trying to start, better to have a little experience working with the founder itself of a startup. Or if you're ready to start, like Zepto founders, they've never worked, they've come. There are enough ecosystem which is better now, where they're trying to fund them, trying to mentor them, or events like this. You can come, attend, get connected to the people, and which are ready to help them or guide them, is what we have seen.
So your advice is take up startup, put in your effort, and then do something on your own.
Definitely, without effort, nothing. You can't do much.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.